Um, Video diary entry one, I guess. Um, Full honesty. Started recording. Do not have any script. I do know why I'm doing this though. I see, like, in this modern brand of content, of like independent content and like media on like YouTube and Instagram and social media in general. It's been so capitalized to the point that it's almost kind of soulless. And I don't see enough people. I don't see enough people kind of putting themselves out there anymore to such a severe degree as they used to. And I kind of miss that. So I'm bringing it back single-handedly. It's all me, baby, all me, all day. There's so many YouTubers that, like, they're the greats, and they started with this kind of thing. Ryan Higa, Belle Delphine, just some examples that are completely comparable. I'm also kind of doing this just like for my own sake, like not like I'm trying to save YouTube, but like, well, I'm not trying to do that. I liked it when YouTube was everybody. I liked it when you broadcast yourself. Don't like it with millionaires broadcasting themselves. Like, I don't know. Twitch used to be a place where you can just play video games and talk to random people online. TikTok should have died. It should be Vine. Vine should still be. No, it shouldn't be. If Vine survived, it would be what TikTok is today. Because what we loved about Vine was that it was everybody doing everything, and all the best Vines were just kind of people messing around in their basements, and we loved it. It was great. And then people got big off of it. Jake Paul, King Bach, Lily Pons. I don't know. I don't know that much about Lily Pons. But like it just, putting yourself out into the world used to be such a cool thing. And it used to be such an entertaining thing. And now it's not. That sucks. So I'm kind of doing that just for my own sake now. Also, sorry about that, my dogs got out. What was I talking about? Oh yes, I'm also doing this because as of today, April 1st, I will have 1 month and like 2 weeks, I think. I'll have 1 month and 2 weeks until I graduate. I'll be graduating high school. That's a good segue. I'm gonna tell you about me because I guess that's what putting yourself out there means. My name is, well, my real name is something, but everybody calls me Zephyr. Yeah, everybody calls me Zephyr. My favorite number is 7. My favorite color is leopard print. My favorite sport is tag. I have an irrational fear of some dude living underneath my bed who's just like waiting to like slice my Achilles heel with a butter knife. That's not my biggest fear. My biggest fear is probably failure. But close beneath that is old guy with butter knife. Just waiting. I have already been accepted into the university that I intend on attending. I'd like to be a filmmaker when I'm older, but that's not the major I'm going into. I'm going into character design because I guess cartoons are a more stable source of income than filmmaking. I don't know. I'd like to do filmmaking independently, and then if I need to fall back, then I can do cartooning professionally. I think. I don't know how any industry works. I'm kind of just winging it. You know? Like, I could, there's so much more preparing that I could be doing in order to keep myself on track. But my brain won't let me, you know? Whenever I start reading things about taxes and, like, all of the, like, 3-letter acronyms come up, like, and, like, even when those things are explained to me, I can't do it. Like, it doesn't process for me. Same goes for the industry that I intend on going into. I don't know what the fuck a call sheet is. I don't know what the fuck a grip does. I think there's a joke in the industry that nobody knows what a grip does. I think he helps the lights. I don't know. So, point is, no idea what I'm doing. I like to pretend I have a lot of ideas on what I'm doing. But the reality is I learned a lot of what I learned. I learned a lot of what I know by failing a lot and then looking at what works and then implementing that. And I've never truly, like, written down, like, another thing about me, big into acting, like that. Not only, I want to get into filmmaking, not only from a crew perspective, but from a cast perspective. Big into acting, and I still, to this day, have no idea how to describe how I do acting. I think I'm pretty good at it. I think I do a pretty good job. No idea how. Memorize your lines. Have emphasis on what you want to have emphasis on. Embody the words. Make it funny. Make them laugh. I got a lot of things on my mind. I'm really scared to do this. I'm a high school student, and I'm doing a video diary for YouTube. Nobody's gonna love me. That's one-way ticket to Pussyville for this guy. I don't know why I said that. I should probably tell you more about me. I want to be a filmmaker. I've been heavily inspired by films such as, I forgot the guy's name, Alan something. Alan something's This House Has People in It. I'm heavily inspired by that. A lot of media. Okay. Here's a good rant to go on. I want to be a filmmaker. I say that, but what I really want to be is a storyteller. I really just want to tell stories. And whether that's through a book or through a movie or through a TV show or through a cartoon or through a painting or whatever the fuck, I don't care. I just want to do it. And one of the most fascinating and intriguing forms of media that does that to me, that I've always wanted to do, is people call it a lot of different things. It's most well known as an alternate reality game or as an ARG. I feel like that's a little bit too, like, too woke for me. No, but, like, that's a little bit too like, modern. You know what I mean? Like, it's like calling a novel a collection of words to make a story. It's too, like, I don't know. I like to call it epistolary media, because an epistolary is usually a book that tells a story through physical pieces within that story, like Dracula. Dracula's an epistolary. Dracula is told through diary entries and newspapers and whatever the fuck. And I feel like modern day epistolary media does that. Some examples. Also, when I say epistolary media and ARG, and those are the same thing, those are not the same thing. It's really hard to it's really hard to describe, and I don't feel like putting in the effort to do that for you, because this is for me, because this is my video diary, and you can go fuck yourself. But an ARG is something interactive, and then an epistolary media can be something interactive, but a lot of the time it's not. An example of an epistolary piece of media, I'd say, would be Daisy Brown. Daisy Brown's another thing that inspires me a lot. It's a beautiful story, very interesting, very well told, very earnest, real. Also good character design. Alan looks like a freak. I got a shit. Like what Grindhouse Theater is to Quentin Tarantino, I would like internet culture to be to me. I'm not comparing myself to Quentin Tarantino. Definitely not. He made films. I intend on making movies. I like to do both. But regardless, I'm not comparing myself to Quentin Tarantino. I'm comparing the relationship that Quentin Tarantino has to violent, insensitive exploitation films is the relationship that I'd like to have with online media. And there's so much that I want to make, you know? Like, I have a wall back here, in case you guys didn't fucking see that. I have a wall back here with a bunch of different memories on it. Got that in Edmonton, I think. Saw that with my buddy Lyndon. I've had that since I was a child. That was a show that my friend's band did. Went to this. This was Game Grumps Live. This was also Game Grumps Live, which I went to with my buddy. Just a bunch of different memories. And it's just a cacophony of things that kind of I'd like to keep in mind, that I'd like to remember, and that inspire me. Like okay, Star Fox. Star Fox is a good example. Star Fox, it's a fox in space shooting lasers out of a spaceship. That's fucking epic. And I had this idea for a movie I wanted to do, where it's Star Fox, and it would follow the plot of Star Fox 64 and Star Fox 1 sort of meshed together. And it's just Star Fox. They're going through space, they're shooting epic. But to the core of it would be a story about Fox McCloud avenging his father and obsessing over vengeance over his father, to the point where it overcomes the mission, and to the point where stopping Andros becomes beneath killing Andros to him. And that impacts his relationship with the crew, and he hits Slippy at some point, which causes Falco to not freak out, but like lash out at him. Peppy knew his dad. Peppy knows what's going on, and he's trying to navigate through all this. I would insert one of the Star Fox 2 characters just as kind of cannon fodder, because somebody's got to die, of course. And, well, no, she would get blasted to another dimension, because I really like that one Easter egg in Star Fox 1, and I'd like to reference that, and I'd like to be like, ooh, what if his dad is there? But anyways, I'm very inspired by the idea of taking something very rudimentary and childish and imbuing it with nuance and depth, which is what I'd like to do with my Star Fox movie. I still gotta finish that script. There's so many scripts that I haven't finished. There's so many projects that I've given up on. Star Fox isn't one of them. I still, every once in a while, tap into it, but yeah. There's one project that I'm going to tell you about that I'd like to do over the summer with some friends of mine. I might make a video on it soon of like my movie pitch. Like the audience is the studio executives, and I'm pitching it to the audience, and then I'd have like a little GoFundMe for it. But basically, it would be a fan film. It would be a fan fiction, because why the fuck not? It would be about the Scooby-Doo gang going to Camp Crystal Lake. And I started writing this, and the way I look at it is the Scooby-Doo gang, and they think they're in a Scooby-Doo movie, but they're actually in a Friday the 13th movie, and they need to learn how to break out of their own mold. And obviously it's going to be Scooby-Doo, and it's going to be silly, and it's going to be Friday the 13th, and it's going to be gruesome. But at the same time, I'd like to put in a story about youth and the loss of it. And the Scooby gang is going to need to grow up, while all the camp counselors are going to not do that. And they're going to die because they're too childish to let go. I really want to make that movie. And it'd also be really fun. Just get a bunch of buddies, drive out into the woods. I'm also very inspired by The Evil Dead, Sam Raimi. Not necessarily the movie. Haven't seen it yet. But I'm very inspired by the story of how it came to be, which is really just Sam Raimi got a bunch of buddies together, just ran into the woods and shot it. And there it was. I'm also very inspired by Adam Sandler. I really like how he makes movies of him and his friends goofing off, and that's the movie. Like Murder Mystery, or Grown Ups, or Happy Gilmore. He's just getting together with some of his best friends from SNL and just shooting the shit, and it's awesome. And I'd like to do that. I'd like to have a career where I can use it as an excuse to just get paid for fucking around with my buddies. That's kind of all I have. That's all in my mind. It's all out of my mind now. I don't know how to end this. Tee.